Sargon of Akkad looks down and sees his empire, stretching from the Persian Gulf to nearly the coast of the Mediterranean. He thinks to himself how his proudful empire will ever fall. Unfortunately for him and his empire, it would come down sooner than he thought. Sargon of Akkad passed away in 2279 BCE and was replaced by his son, Ramesh, who only lasted 9 years before his untimely passing and mostly dealt with internal revolts against him in Mesopotamia. He was succeeded by his brother, Minishishtu, who frequently campaigned outside of the empire. One victory Steely bragged that he sailed across the Persian Gulf and fought 32 kings and defeated them all. This was probably false, as the regions he claimed he defeated were ones that already started paying tribute during Ramesh's reign. There is also the matter of the victory Steely saying, quote, "These are no lies," unquote, and, quote, "It is absolutely true," unquote. This generally means the opposite. Menesh-Ishtu died in 2255 BCE, and his son, Niram-Sin, took the throne and finally took Susa, which was one of the capitals of Elam, a neighboring rival. Niram-Sin then declared himself king of the universe, ignoring the still independent king of Elam, still in the second capital of Awan. This was the peak of the Akkadian Empire before it all came crashing down, with it stretching around 800,000 kilometers from Armenia to the warm oceans of the Persian Gulf. This height and power of the empire was interrupted by the Gutan tribe, who came from the rocky Zagros mountain in around 2250 BCE. Initially practicing hit-and-run tactics, they would eventually snowball into smashing the armies sent by Niram-Sin to stop them. Niram-Sin passed away in 2218 BCE, leaving the Gutans to his son, who cut the kingdom nearly in half by Niram-Sin's death. Niram-Sin's son, Shar-Kali-Sheri, was left to try and drive out the Gutans. Ultimately, he failed, and soon Lagash and the rest of southern Sumer fell to the Gutans. And with his death in 2190 BCE, the Akkadian Empire was shattered and barely holding onto the center. Finally, power was held onto by a warrior who had no connection to Sargon. But this dynasty was doomed, as in 2150 BCE, Gutan invaders sacked and destroyed the capital of the empire, Akkad, marking the end of the Akkadian Empire and Sargon's dreams. Safe to say, the Sumerians and Akkadians did not tolerate the rule of the Gutans. They absolutely hated the Gutans, claiming they were, quote, "snakes and parodies of men, with features of monkeys and intelligence of a dog," unquote. Resistance managed to form against them as individual cities began driving them out one by one. The Gutans dynasty of Mesopotamia will have the honor of being the first barbarian invasion in recorded history. This video is a much shorter one than usual, and these kinds of videos will fill in the gaps between the longer ones, so you can expect a longer one soon.